Good evening. I'm Byron Scott with a CTV News update. The sweltering temperatures continue. The entire Washington, D.C. region is under a heat advisory. The National Weather Service issued the advisory, which runs until 8 tonight. The extreme heat and humidity can be very dangerous. Just yesterday, a child in Springfield died after being left in a hot car. AAA Mid-Atlantic says leaving a child in a vehicle unattended can be a deadly mistake.
Be aware the child is there, and to have a reminder, sometime a timer, some kind of reminder, a stuffed animal that you put in the front seat. And this may sound strange, but it is not all that difficult to forget a child, especially if you're busy. And most people think it can never happen to them because they love their children more than life itself. But in this hustle and bustle of this life, you can make a mistake.
The Maryland Department of Health says there have been 7 heat-related deaths in the state this summer. Well, a massive sinkhole in Upper Marlboro swallows up an SUV. Investigators say a motorist drove through barriers that were blocking the sinkhole and dropped into the water-filled pit. The incident happened on the 7600 block of South Osborne Road at Route 301 just after 6 o'clock this morning. A water main break caused the sinkhole. The motorist was transported to a local hospital. Well, short sales are spiking in Maryland. Robert McArthur of Remax Components says a resurgence of the real estate practice has been uncommon since the housing crisis of 2008. The short sales of a property is used to stave off a lengthy and expensive foreclosure process for banks and helps the homeowner maintain a better credit rating.
We're seeing landlords that are continuing to struggle with paying their bills, and they're calling us, they're calling other agents in the area as well, and they're saying, look, we need some relief here, and they're being forced to have to sell their properties. The state of Maryland has been allocated about $719 million, right? And for emergency rental assistance. Of that, $257 million has been given to local governments. So just a portion of that, a very small portion, have been given into the hands of renters to be able to pay their rent, to be able to even handle their living expenses. And we're very sympathetic to that. We're just starting to see the uptick of short sales. Just in Prince George's County alone, right now there are 96 short sales right now that are either active or pending under contract. And we're going to start seeing an uptick of that within the next probably 3 to 6 months if a plan doesn't get put in place by our current administration.
The federal moratorium on evictions ended on July 31st. Maryland's moratorium ends this Sunday, August 15th. Well, dozens of people lined up to speak at today's Board of Public Works meeting in Annapolis. The 3-member panel is expected to vote on Governor Hogan's plan to create toll lanes from the American Legion Bridge along a stretch of the Capitol Beltway and I-270. Among those who want to slow the process down is Montgomery County Executive Mark Eldridge, who says any action on contracts is premature at this time because a financial analysis of the proposal is still needed. The board is slated to vote on 2 contracts, one regarding the design, the other would create a 60-year lease agreement. Well, as the COVID-19 numbers continue to rise across the country, they're also spiking here in Maryland. Here's the latest. The state health department has confirmed 886 new cases since yesterday. 166 of those are in Prince George's County. The positivity rate is at 4.34%. 1 person died from the disease since yesterday, and 456 people remain hospitalized. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Byron Scott. Coming up, a new center for entrepreneurs opens at Bowie State University. Details after the break.
To Sofia and Gabriel, mis flores, my little flowers. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love, so you can take me with you wherever you go, near or far. These stitches and threads join us together. Me, your mother, and both of you. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you as you bring our colorful stories to the world.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back. On Capitol Hill, the U.S. Senate takes big action on two big bills. First, the bipartisan $1 trillion infrastructure bill. Following that vote, Democrats advanced the sweeping $3.5 trillion budget resolution. Among the many provisions, the measure includes plans to expand Medicare and combat climate change. It also paves the way for universal pre-K and the new family leave benefit package. Senator Chris Van Hollen says it will benefit all Marylanders.
In addition, in this area, we extended the federal government's support for our Washington area metro system, WMATA, for another 8 years. And in the part of the bill that provides greater opportunity for every American, those funds and investments will directly benefit people in Prince George's County and the state of Maryland.
Both the infrastructure and budget bills head next to the House for action. Well, a lightning strike is being blamed for a fire in Germantown last night. The lightning struck a condominium complex at the 13,000 block of Millhaven Place just before 5 o'clock last night. Fire crews found smoke and flames coming from the roof and attic area of the building. 2 firefighters were taken to a hospital for injuries. The incident displaced about 24 residents. And there's now a new center at Bowie State University for students aspiring to be the next big entrepreneur. BSU held a ceremony this morning to mark the opening of the Entrepreneurship Living Learning Community. There are residence halls for more than 500 students. It would also be the new home for the Entrepreneurship Academy and the Bowie Business Innovation Center. Senior Brian Hill says it will offer young adults a chance to live and work together.
My next door neighbor, you know what I'm saying, has the same type of ideas that I have going on when it comes to questioning their businesses and stuff like that. So now we get to go ahead and clash our ideas together and hopefully build our businesses together.
We do hope that others across other states will open up the campuses and integrate more into that entrepreneurial ecosystem. That's where our students are today. Again, and workplaces, they're looking for that value-added benefit for innovation, creativity, and we want all of our graduates to contribute back to the fabric of the workplaces.
The center is open to all Bowie State students. Well, a Gaithersburg man faces 20 years in prison for a romance scheme involving more than 200 senior citizens. 28-year-old David Honor has pleaded guilty to money laundering. Investigators say Honor, along with his brother, targeted elderly people through social media and dating websites. The victim sent money to bank accounts linked to Honor. Investigators say $6 million was laundered during the scheme. Honor is expected to be sentenced in October. Well, Congressman Andy Harris formally endorsed State Delegate Dan Cox for governor. In response, Heather Mizia, congressional candidate for Maryland's 1st District, blasted the GOP candidate as both right-wing and a QAnon supporter. Mizor, who is also trying to unseat Harris, says the endorsement is alarming because Cox was present on the National Mall during the storming of the U.S. Capitol. And still ahead, getting ready for football, the Washington football team kicks off the preseason tomorrow night. We'll hear from Coach Ron Rivera after the break. Stay with us.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
Noah. Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
Welcome back. A local nonprofit is set to host a webinar on how to avoid scams. The organization is called Revelations of All Resources, or ROAR. Founder Tanya Smith is a former Prince George's County police officer with 26 years on the force. Over the past year, ROAR has sponsored food giveaways, coat drives, Christmas events, and Black History Month programs. The upcoming online SAM session will feature, among others, delegates Darryl Barnes and Nick Charles. It's aimed at a wide audience from college students to seniors.
Cash App, the young people are getting scammed with the Cash App. The grandparents scam. My girlfriend called me and said this person almost scammed her mother out of $10,000 for her grandson. That they told her that he was in Florida and he was not. He was right next door. So she said, I came in time enough to stop that. People need to know. People need to understand how to protect themselves from it. And it gets so good, it almost got me. So they're getting so good with this scam. People need to know, and that's what we're doing Sunday.
The event again is this Sunday, August 15th from 5 to 7 p.m. For information on how to register, email Tanya Smith at tlsmithoutreach@gmail.com. Well, for classic art fans, it's one of the hottest tickets in town. Van Gogh, the immersive experience, allows art lovers to view the Vincent Van Gogh's works interactively. Imagine the famous painting Starry Night in floor-to-ceiling panels or larger-than-life recreations. A one-of-a-kind virtual reality guides you on a 10-minute journey through a day in the life of the artist. The journey allows you to discover the inspiration behind 8 of his iconic works. The exhibit runs daily throughout August at the Rhode Island Center in the district. Well, Montgomery County is urging residents to report an invasive species of insect. The Department of Environmental Protection is seeing an uptick in spotted lantern flies in the area. The insects can be found swarming buildings, landscaping, and tree trunks, and they're harmful to plants and can impact crops. The lanternfly feeds on trees and plants, releases a honeydew that promotes mold and fungi growth. If you see one of the insects, contact your local extension office. Well, sports news and the Washington football team. In just over 24 hours, Washington will kick off the preseason with a 7:30 matchup against the New England Patriots. For head coach Ron Rivera and his players, it's a chance to compete against one of the best franchises of all time. Earlier this week, Rivera and several players talked expectations for the first game and their progress during training camp.
Consistency. You know, you don't want to have a 3 and out and then go 6 plays and then a 3 and out and a 3 and out 6 plays. On the offense, defensively, you'd love to see that kind of consistency, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. You know, but you're really looking for the communication aspect as well, making sure everybody's getting the calls, the checks. We're shifting, we're motioning the way we're supposed to. We're doing the little things right. That more so than anything else, I think, is important. You know, you want to win them all, but I'm not concerned with winning. I'm concerned with go out there and playing hard and doing things the right way first and foremost.
Camp has been good. Just getting back with the brothers, like Coach said. We don't pick up where we left off from. We start back up at the bottom and build back up. I'm just trying to bring these young guys along and make sure everybody on their P's and Q's.
I think we got into our practices earlier this year, whereas last year we had a longer ramp-up period to kind of like mimic OTAs leading into the preseason. They both have their drawbacks and they both have their advantages. Truthfully, I wasn't really able to like see the benefits of last year because I was pretty much on IR most of the year, but this is more, you know, what I'm accustomed to. So I'm just happy to be back out here and be out there with the guys.
Again, kickoff is at 7:30. Well, it's now time for the pet of the week. You see this dog taking a stroll? Well, her name is Annabelle. Annabelle is a 3-year-old Mastiff mix. Rescue coordinator Megan Stahl says she'll be great with kids 5 years old and up.
She would be good with just about anybody. She is just calm, laid back. She has little spurts of energy here and there, but mostly just wants to be with you.
For families who are adopting a dog for the first time, what would you suggest?
If you're planning on adopting Annabelle, I would definitely recommend probably putting quite a bit of money aside because she does need some extra assistance. As far as her skin goes, we're not sure exactly what's going on with it. We just know that it's some form of allergy, and we're trying to do the best we can in making her feel more comfortable.
To adopt Annabelle or any of her friends, call Animal Services at 301-780-7200. Let's get a quick look now at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms expected with a low around 75. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and hot with a high near 97. Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 94. And Saturday, mostly sunny with a possible thunderstorm and a high near 90. And now for the community calendar, the Prince George's County Memorial Library System is hosting a teddy bear picnic. Bring your loved ones and your favorite stuffed animal. Enjoy stories, songs, and a parade this Saturday from 10:30 to 11:30 in the morning at the South Bowie Branch Library. There is a limit of 3 people in a group. For more information, visit pgcmls.info. And that's your news for tonight. I'm Byron Scott. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.